Hey, Sam, up here. JFK Jr. faked his death. Seriously. Listen, 5G causes cancer. For real. Sam, 9/11 was an inside job. Come back.
All right, we got 12 minutes. Let me hurry up. I wrote down Matthew's description real quick. I'm going to read it to y'all. Matthew 24, verse 9. It says, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." I'm going to read it one more time for the slow motherfuckers in the back. "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you." Shall kill your punk ass. "And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." That's in your scripture, Matthew 24, verse 9. That's for you Christian people that be thinking that everything gonna be all right as long as you trust in your Jesus. But that's coming from the word of Jesus Christ himself, right? Because then they say that Jesus wrote it in red. So that's red. But you don't know because you don't read the book. You just talk out your ass. Now let me go ahead and let this dude right here break it down to your punk ass.
On what you post online, what behavior you have, and they can categorize that behavior based on your digital ID. Bad driving, loud music, you miss something that the government told you to take. For example, you're traveling to countries that the government doesn't like. That can also lower your score in the eyes of the government. You know what I'm talking about. I have to be careful here on YouTube. Also, once the digital ID is tied to central bank digital currencies, this means that they can then implement time-limited money. You have to spend it on a certain amount of time. Geofence spending, so you can only spend it on certain places that they deem appropriate. Blacklisted purchases, for example, if they don't want you to buy flights, then you can't buy flights. Obviously, that's why I say use currencies that are not controlled by the government so that you can then still buy flights, buy fuel, buy ammo, buy basically anything that you like. They can also freeze your funds very easily. You disagree with the state, they can instantly lock your account. They can instantly not allow you to travel as well because your digital ID will also be used to travel. We've already seen some airports around the world, specifically in the West, you can travel with just your face. In some cases, you don't even need a passport. In a lot of cases, you don't even need anything, really. You just need your face. You go there.
Now, I want to say, too, they say that if you have your passport, you don't need the digital ID, but we're going to see if that's going to change. Because I don't have no digital ID, no real ID or whatever, but I do have my passport. So we're going to see what's going to change in this upcoming future. Because you know they change things while you sleep. While you counting the sheep at night, these other politicians in Congress, they pass on laws and everything. That's right.
You present a small ID, and that's all. And when you have digital ID, they can just lock it. When you try to go to the airport, you try to go to an international train station, you can't go anywhere because you are locked. And also they might tax you forcefully, and they might say that you owe taxes even though you don't, because they can just take it straight from your account and your digital ID. So once you have digital ID and it's fully implemented, if you disagree with the government, if you do something that they don't like, you can't travel, you can't access your money, you can't work as well, which the UK has said that you can't work without a digital ID. You can't speak online. They might even cancel all your...
I guess I won't be going to UK because I saw the video about that. Whoever that guy was, he was somebody. He was behind the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about if you don't have the real ID, you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell. And I was like, he the beast in the flesh.
Social media access, and you can't own property, you can't rent an apartment, you can't renew your driving license, you can basically get turned off. Then there's going to be automatic surveillance.
Don't all this sound like gang stalking? No, I'm trying to tell you, didn't DB tell folk back in 2016, 2017, 2018 that this is the mark of the beast? This is now he talking about surveillance and everything. We already been going through this crap. So this is the reason why the gang stalkers don't talk. Because the gang stalkers know. This is the reason why they keep their damn mouth shut, because they ain't nothing but some pussy cats. You know what I'm saying? And they're afraid to stand on their own 10 toes and throw down, like Bishop said. You know what I'm saying? In the movie too. You got to go with the wind behind your back, partner, and go out in the blaze if you got some. Otherwise, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you ain't gonna go out and stand on your own 10 toes and stand for your own dignity and your own rights, and death before dishonor and all this stuff, then you just a puppet, you just a sucker, and you deserve whatever comes your damn way.
AI scanning your behavior 24/7 and determining the risk level. As I said, Estonia has already implemented this or has said that they will implement it very soon, is that they will have different risk levels based on what you post online, your purchases, what you do on a day-by-day basis. They will have a risk level on what crimes you might commit in the future.
Ain't that some bullshit? Now, you can't tell me that this not Minority Report. They already doing the pre-crime. See, we us TIs know this. You should. Some of y'all probably don't, because I'm trying to tell you, there's some dumbass TIs out here. I talk to them, okay? They on the little bus, but I'm trying to get them to get on the big bus. You know what I'm saying? But they want to stay on the little bus, so let them stay. You know what I mean? But yo, this right here ain't nothing but Tom Cruise Minority Report. They're precogging people. How the hell are you going to sit here and say we're going to watch this person because he might commit a crime in the future? What about the people that's committing crime right now that you ain't doing nothing about? People out here shooting up shit all damn day. I rest my case.
Risk levels based on what you post online, your purchases, what you do on a day-by-day basis. They will have a risk level on what crimes you might commit in the future. So, for example, if you look at a lot of Trump posts or you look at a lot of MAGA, they might think, ooh, he might be really pro-gun, he might commit a crime in the future, therefore let's put him on a watch list. Or if you watch really anything, the whole Middle Eastern issue that's happening right now, if you look at how to escape my country too much, they might think, oh, this person is going to escape the country or not pay taxes or anything like that. They can always enforce it and they might...
Right. And then also too, like, you know, if you're trying to get authenticated and separate yourselves, like if you're an American citizen and you're trying to, you know, get off that maritime law, they'll target you for that too. But if I'm trying to tell you, that's the only way out this shit is getting out of this maritime law.
Have that risk profile based on AI, and as we've seen, for example, with ChatGPT, sometimes AI is wrong. Sometimes AI has a bias, and obviously government systems will have that bias. To give you a full summary of what digital ID will look like in the future: full tracking, controlled access, social ranking based on your behavior, financial leash, because then they can just close your account or freeze all your funds. We've already seen this in many Western countries. Complete censorship, political demands based on whatever the current party wants. It's not just the government right now, if you like them, which I don't trust any government, I've said that many times. The next government could also just change their mind at all. And then obviously instant exile, even if you live in the country. So essentially they could just...
I got subscribers, they trust some of them. I'm not saying all y'all, but some of y'all, I read the comments. Some of y'all goofy. Some of y'all trusting the government. Y'all trusting in Jesus to save you. Jesus done told you right here in the scriptures. In the scriptures, I wrote it down for you. You see that? Go read that. Matthew 24:9, man. Read it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to do that. You thinking I'm just talking crap. You just want to believe in what you want to believe in. You don't want the truth. You got your own religion. You know what I'm saying? You know, then the scripture, then King Solomon say in Proverbs, lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct the path. All right, then. You're leaning to your own understanding. You're not standing on no word, no God. You don't believe in no word, no God, because you're not even living it. You're not even reading the book. You're not even doing what the scriptures told your punk ass to do.
Lock you out of everything. You can't even rent an apartment. You can't even buy an apartment. You might be on a locked list. You might be on a high risk list. You can't open a bank account. You can't literally do anything. You're essentially a stateless person. You're allowed to live there, obviously, because you're still a citizen, but you can't do anything.
Ain't that
the best solutions to do this is
you're still a citizen. We gotta become a non-citizen to this corporation.
Go to countries that don't give a single flying F about any of this digital ID things. Countries that truly provide freedom. If you're from a Western country and you want to go somewhere where they don't have this horrible mess of digital ID, the countries that I tend to recommend, for example, if you're looking for something more developed within the European Union, although the EU is obviously pushing for a fully digital euro and fully digital system for all EU citizens. If you still want to stay in the EU, I would choose Eastern EU states, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, etc., that are not following exactly what Brussels is saying, just like France, Germany, Sweden, and so on. My recommendation would be to be outside of the European Union, outside of the UK, outside of the US, outside of Canada, outside of essentially Western countries. Some countries you could choose. The Republic of Serbia. I'm a citizen of Serbia. I don't need to do digital ID. They're not tracking everything I do. I can pay in cash. I can essentially do whatever I like as long as it's legal. Montenegro, for example, a country that is going in the direction of joining the European Union, but still retains a lot of its sovereignty. Countries in Latin America, Panama, Paraguay, countries like Argentina, which, yes, they do have some tracking systems, but the government isn't really efficient. They're not the best countries to live in the world. For example, in Paraguay, you're not going to have an amazing developed lifestyle. It's going to be heavily underdeveloped compared to wherever you come from. If you come from the West, but you might want that because it's more freedom. That's why a lot of people go to Belgrade, Serbia. It's not the most developed place in the world, but they're not trying to track everything you do online.
So this is what you got to consider. You got to, if you, if I had, trust me, if I had the money, I'd go to Paraguay right now, you know what I'm saying? Get up out of here. And, I could buy a nice piece of land and start growing some food and get away from these goddamn gang stalkers, you know what I'm saying? Because who the hell want to be trapped in this simulation with these fools?
Like Mexico, for example, they're not trying to, the government truly doesn't care what you do as long as it's legal. And they're not even, they're not efficient, to be honest, these governments. Other governments, for example, El Salvador, want millionaires to come into the country, get citizenship, and you have the opportunity to get citizenship as a millionaire. So as a millionaire, I wouldn't really stay in the West. I would have a second passport, Serbia, El Salvador, Caribbean countries.
You got to be a fool if you're a millionaire to stay here.
St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Dominica, these countries, you can donate money to them. In exchange, you get a citizenship, and then you don't have to worry about all this digital ID nonsense. You can have a St. Kitts passport. You can have a Serbian passport. You can move to Serbia. You can have a St. Kitts passport and move to Thailand. You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this right now because I'm running out of storage. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you're real, if you're a bot, explain to me why you're a bot and how long you've been a bot and why you decided to become a bot. Were you born a bot, or did you convert over to become a bot? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Why are you out here tracking people? Why do you think it's cute? Are you afraid? Are you a pussycat? You know what I'm saying? Speak your mind. All right? Comment down below. And also, hit the Cash App up. $the Christ 777. $the Christ 777. I appreciate you. Holla back, y'all. We out this joint. And don't forget that scripture, Matthew 24:9. I guarantee you won't read it because you're scared.
Hopeless. They should have killed me as a baby, and now they got me trapped in a storm. I'm going crazy. Forgive me.
Those we've deemed expendable need to believe there's a better life waiting for them. They need hope. And we can't allow that illusion to be destroyed.